Hey there, crews. Welcome over here to the Inventor Forum. Thanks for stopping by. I want to show you a couple things here and get you going. So first, what I'm going to do, create an assembly here, and then I'm going to create a part, new component, and just name it there. And then you can select an origin plane if you want, or just click anywhere. So we're just going to say we're going to do it on the XY plane, and create a new sketch. So if we want to, we can create a box from the center, let's say, by 6 by 10. Okay, finish our sketch and extrude it by 5. Now, if we were in our sketch, if we want to go back in, and you wanted to make a line, let's say right here, and put that 5 away, 4 away. Alright, and make this one a construction line, and make the edges to there. Now it looks like we have 1 degree needed, so right click, show degrees of freedom. There, so we're fully constrained. If you wanted to mirror, you just select these, go up to the mirror command, select your line, sorry, mirror, apply, done. So now, if you ever change this to 8, it'll now update on that side. So if we finish our sketch, we can go back into here, say we want to select our profile to include that. Okay, so now we have our part here. It's all one extrusion. Now, instead, let's say we go to visibility, we would extrude this as a new solid. Say, okay, so now we have 2 solid bodies that are different. So if we wanted to, let's make a plane off of here at 8. Now we can do a mirror command here of this part on that mirror plane. Or you can do this part on the mirror plane of, let's say, here. So it just kind of depends on where you want the mirror plane to be. You could have this part on the mirror plane of here, and then it will join them. Or you could do mirror plane of here. You can either mirror the solids, you can mirror individual features. It just kind of depends on what you want to do. Now, back out here. So now we have our parts here. If we return, now we're at the assembly level again. So now we have this part. It's its own part. So if we're in assembly, we can mirror this assembly. Now if we wanted to, let's go back into the part. And let's pretend we had that on there again. So we can mirror these across the mirror plane here. Okay. And let's see. I'm guessing what you're probably having is, there you go. So once you select it, you can either change this to reuse it or mirror select objects. So just kind of depends on what you want to do. Say next, and then it'll make a new part or insert the same part. And there you go. So now we actually have 2 parts, this part and this part. This one is made up of 2 different solid bodies. So if we really wanted to get crazy, we could go to the Manage tab and make components. It's going to ask us to save it. Okay, now once it's saved, it'll say, what solids do you want to choose? So here's all of our solids. We can either choose it from over here or actually just click on them. So solid 1 and solid 2. Hit next. Okay. So now solid 1 and solid 2 as their own individual parts. And we have cruise 1, and we also have this one. So if we turn the visibility off of here, turn the ground off. So now they're individual parts, and this one is 2 parts, all are 1. So this basically was kicked out from the main part, and this one's now invisible, so we turn back on. So these can move around. That one's locked into place. So now we have two individual ones. Now if we want to get real crazy, we can come back into the original, change this one to 2, change this one to 6, and change this one to there. So finish our sketch. It's going to kick all these back out. And now they're all linked together. So it's a lot different than SolidWorks, a little the same, but once you have these things in here, so let's say this one's grounded into place, you can constrain this one, so this edge to here, and offset it 8 inches. So now it can still move forward and back, but it's always going to be in line that way. So now let's say I want to do the top of this to the top of that, apply. So now we only have 1 degree of freedom. So no matter where we're going left and right. So if we want to constrain that again to the front of this, to the front of that, so now we have this has 3 constraints to the front, to the top, and to the insides. So if you say, oh, I didn't want that, and change it to the other gray. And that's not going to like that, because now these can't be there. So we edit these. Okay. So that kind of lets you know how these things flip around. So if we made this to 0, so you'd see that those are flush, that's flush, these are flush, we can make that 8. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of how to mirror things, constrain things, or maybe I just confused you a lot. And if I did, ask another question.